What y'all gonna be? Well, oh, y'all gonna be two. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
but this is
scared.
division. But
I'm
this
just
is
as scared as the
division
Colts
game
going to
though.
Houston and beating the Texans.
This is division game though.
Hey, bro. I hope all your players get hurt and you lose out, bitch.
I'm just as scared as Dallas going to New Orleans.
We don't go to New
Oh,
Orleans.
they should be.
I do go to New Orleans.
No, we don't. We go to L.A.
Y'all play the Rams?
Yep. Philly
Man, that's
goes to
easier. That's an
New
easier
Orleans.
game for y'all. Y'all gonna beat the Rams.
We are live.
Dolphins say.
Hey, we just to let y'all know, we've been live for like the last 5 minutes. I was letting y'all niggas talk.
Damn, hey squad.
Boy, you lying.
AJ. J
You
Riggs.
get no notification.
TJ. Okay. A Scott. Yup. And I am Dino.
How long did it take y'all to make that?
Are you ready for some junk talk? Are you ready for some junk talk? Are you ready for some junk talk? Let's get ready. Don't get pushed before the push, nigga. Audible, hot route, nigga. Watch out for the crook, nigga. Watch out for the hook, nigga. So that pass don't get shook, nigga. I'ma play you like a rook, nigga. It's mad at junkies, nigga. Point one. Fuck with us, nigga, and gon' get it done. Player one, ready up. Player two, ready up. Are you ready for some junk talk? Are you ready for some junk talk? Are you ready for some junk talk? Let's get ready.
Cast for your favorite connected franchise, RealJunk. We are live in the building this evening. It's your boy Sky as always. I got with me tonight T. Say what's up to the people.
What up, junkies?
I got the homie Riggs.
It will go down, people.
What up with you, AJ?
What's good? What's good?
There's no Dino with us right now. Hopefully he'll get on before we end tonight. If not, family obligations. Shout out to Dino, Head Mitch. And with us tonight, we had the defending Super Bowl champ. Some would say an asterisk goes by it. I say, hey, he beat two of the top teams. What up, Grayson, with the Vikings?
What's going on? What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Glad to have you on with us tonight as our defending
Good to be
champion,
here.
man. You did just take a bad loss, but you still lead your division. What do you think about for the rest of your season?
We gonna win the division. So we just worrying about staying healthy for the playoffs. That's about it.
Well, I mean, you just played probably a potential Super Bowl contender in the Saints. Got thoroughly beat. Do you feel like you have to come up with something new, or to
Does that tickle
try to
you in the
figure something?
background?
Yeah, I think it was pretty
No,
funny
we'll
to
make.
everybody.
Yeah, that I could dig it. We're gonna make our adjustments. I always do.
Do you
So
feel like you came in with probably one of the best pass defenses in the league, and you gave up over 350 yards passing? Do you
yeah, I
think
play like poo poo
do you need
water.
a new defensive coordinator, or is it the offense that's just stagnant?
No, we always up and down during the regular season. We just learn to adjust towards the end, which we've been successful at the last couple of years, and so we're just gonna continue doing. I don't think we really have to change anything. Just gotta clean up our mistakes. We got caught off guard a couple times against the Saints, put us in a hole, too big to get out of. So we just live and learn, live and learn.
We know you are. You come in this season one of the better defenses, as we said, definitely in the air attack game. Offensively, even your Super Bowl run, offensively you were kind of inept. You really didn't do much, and we see that even in this game. I'm assuming you started Felipe Franks, but he had less than 75 yards passing. Do you feel like you need a new offensive coordinator, or is anything going to change for you guys, or no?
No, we're just riding the train until the draft, till we draft one. That's all we're doing. Luck. I actually started Luck, but offensive line was having troubles holding up. You know what I mean? Like I said, bad play calling on my part. We'll get together. He'll get it better.
Well, I
So
mean, even though Frank's only had 55 yards, we did see he, went 4 for 4 with a touchdown. Do you feel like that's something you could incorporate, or are you gonna stick with Luck the rest of the season?
depending on my opponent, he's had his ups and downs. Depending
So
on my
you
opponent.
you're running a two quarterback system. Do you think that's helpful,
Yes.
even only
And they're
getting
about the same
13
type of they're
points?
the same type of quarterback. They're the same type of quarterback. So Luck's just a little bit better, a little more of a veteran. So if I come in hard times, Luck's usually the one that bails me out.
Okay.
But I'm gonna ride Felipe as long as I can. But he's gonna see significant playing time against the Green Bay Packers though.
Oh wow. Oh wow. With that being said, we do have the Green Bay Packers owner on with us in T. How do you feel about what the Vikings are saying? They're gonna win the division. They're not worried about anything the Packers have to say about the division or anybody else, Lions or Bears. What do you feel like? Do you feel like this is the team to beat in your division, or are the Packers the team to beat?
And say
Right
we're not.
now, right now, I would say he is the team to beat in our division right now because he is undefeated in the division right now. But he's 3-0, and he hasn't played the Packers. And I'm very anxious to see this top 10 defense go up against the number two offense in the league.
Okay. Some
So,
say
but
there's
but at the
Number
there's been
two.
same
a
time,
some say
but
there's
at
been
the
a
same
wager put on this game. Do you feel like you're gonna cover that wager? That bet that was made?
Yeah, he covering that bit.
exactly. But at the same time,
And you're not even gonna put over 21.
I can't overlook
Number
I
two
can't
offense.
I can't overlook the Bears right now. I got to focus on the Bears first. But in 2 days, I will see them Vikings.
So, do you feel like the Bears is gonna be an easy win, or do you feel like you got the Bears game wrapped up?
I'm not gonna say I got it
And put
wrapped
it
up
out there.
because the Bears, out of all the players in the league, the Bears probably know me the best. So I got to be careful. I can't overlook the Bears tonight,
Well, I
but
mean,
I will see the
if for those,
Vikings.
In the division is the Bears.
fair enough,
He either
fair
gonna show
enough.
up or he ain't.
This is true. This is true.
He got the squad. Nobody can deny that. He definitely has a team. He just had definitely been up and down. He's always a
No
tough
doubt,
game.
no doubt. With that being said, we're gonna go into our annual awards race right now. About halfway through the season. As you can see, the MVP is La Lutta with the Saints. Do you feel like you're gonna keep that up there, AJ, and be MVP with this guy?
That's what we look forward to. But if you don't get it, it's not the end all.
No
Don't
doubt,
really
no
have too
doubt.
much room to develop, so it is what it is.
Indeed. And with the Jaguars have their rookie quarterback sitting at number two in the MVP race, do you feel like Riggs? You feel like Haskins can make the jump and be the real MVP of the league?
Hey man, he fits well in the system right now. He started off rusty, started off shaky, couldn't get some of the calls down. We went back and touched some of his mechanics. And, he's making the throws now. Just gotta make sure we keep him healthy and we keep winning.
I didn't ask you if he fit your system. I asked you if you felt he would jump
I didn't say
the
anything about
ladder
him doing all that, man.
and be the MVP as the rookie. That's what I
Hey,
asked you.
bro,
So is that a
I
no?
can't worry about nobody else but who's on my team. And I just told you what he has to do what he has to do.
So do you feel like if he keeps doing what he's been doing and what he's doing is what he's doing, that he can make that jump and be the number one player in the league this
The
season?
things with MVP, the thing with the MVP is
Don't
Damn, in
I don't
three?
want I don't
it's
want.
majority of the record. If I win out, bro,
So that's
he's
a no.
gonna put up the numbers.
Coach of the
He's putting up the
year.
numbers.
Coach of the year is the Cardinals at number one, Saints at number two, Jaguars at number three. Because we ain't gonna get a straight answer from the Jaguars. Offensive player of the
He
year,
gave you an answer. Don't be mad because they
we
get the
got
answer you
the
wanted.
all right Belichick Jr. We got the
Nah,
Browns
bro.
up there with
Eastside
Jonathan
legend.
Taylor, Le'Veon Bell with the Steelers, Haskins. We know if he does what he's doing and he'll keep doing what he's doing, he'll be right where he's at. Defensive Player of the Year up is Landry, Ramsey, and Darren Lee, and this is AFC we're talking running through right now. Offensive Rookie of the
Where's
Year,
Tua?
Offensive Rookie of the Year, we got the Jonathan Taylor. Speaking of Jonathan Taylor's Offensive Rookie of the Year, we just had the homie Dino join us. Dino, say what up to the people.
What up, people? What's up?
Nothing much, nothing much. We see Jonathan. You got Jonathan Taylor trying to run away with Offensive Rookie of the Year. He looks like he'll probably run away with that with Najee Harris being hurt and Dwayne Haskins just doing what he's doing. So we don't expect no growth or jump from him the rest of this season. So we know Jonathan Taylor can possibly run away with Offensive Rookie of the Year. Is that a goal he set coming into camp this year?
Man, it wasn't a goal that we set. We just know that we needed to fill that running back position. We've been lacking that. We had Saquon Barkley, I know, but he just didn't work out. He didn't fit the scheme we needed. And we just was lucky to get Jonathan Taylor, and he's so far he's turning out to be exactly what we needed at the running back position.
No doubt, no doubt. And then on the defensive rookie side of the ball, you picked up two corners in the draft. Both of them were up there fighting neck and neck for defensive rookie of the year. What can you tell us about Chase Lucas and Troy Pride Jr. and what they brought to your team?
Oh man, it's a whole different aspect that they have brought to our team this year, especially Chase. Man, Chase is way more than I thought that he would be. I knew he would be good, but I didn't know that he would be this good.
No doubt.
Um, I'm looking for big things out of him in the future to come. He's pretty much at this point going to be a Brown for until at least his next contract.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna say
Okay.
for life because you know how we do, but I'm telling you right now, he is one of the best corners that I've ever had on my team. So
How does that make you feel, Jaguars, knowing you were maybe a pick or two away from getting Chase Lucas?
Yeah, it's the luck of the draft, man. Pissed, but
Do you feel like he would have
shit
been
happens.
better suited being in a Jaguar uniform?
Oh man, he would look lovely.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, he said he's not. He may not necessarily be there for life, so maybe one day we'll see him in a Jag uniform. Best quarterback, we got Haskins leading the way. We got Mahomes right behind him. We'll probably see Mahomes jump Haskins since Haskins just kind of level out the rest of this season. We know Mahomes got another level he can turn up to with Watson there at number
Oh, you
three. So
niggas are
we'll see.
disrespectful.
Running back, we got Jonathan Taylor with Le'Veon Bell fighting in his division with the Steelers. Najee Harris is at number four. We'll probably see him drop a little bit more, being injured and not being able to play right now. Um, Sammy Watkins up there at number two for best wide receiver. Now, some would say he's an old vet, but he seems to be fitting in well with your scheme, Dino. What has it been like to have Sammy Watkins around the locker room?
oh my goodness,
Smoking.
last year our offense we ran with three rookies, so we didn't have that veteran leadership that go-to guy. So they developed, and now they're still coming along and adding Sammy Watkins. You can't double our receivers. I don't know if our receiving core is as good as the Saints or the Jags or the Cowboys, but
Well,
we,
that
we
Saints
can
front
hold our
crazy.
own. Um, I would probably put the Cardinals receiving core up there too, but like I said, we can hold our own. And Sammy Watkins is he keeps he's steadfast, and he keeps us level. So he is
No
a
doubt,
go-to
no
receiver.
doubt. Well, when you have a young rookie leading the way on the offensive side of the ball at quarterback, you definitely have to have some good O linemen. And we see the Jags have two of the top five. Even though we knew last year you're trying to move Cam Robinson, what made you go ahead and stick with them for this season?
He developed nicely, and nobody really wasn't giving any offers for what we thought he was worth.
Got you, got you. Defensive lineman, we see Jadavion Clowney leading in the AFC right now. The Jets have Randy Gregory up there, and of course, we see a familiar name in Bradley Chubb at number three. Best linebacker right now, the Titans hold that title with Harold Landry. Will it be interesting to see if we see any of the Jaguar linebackers make any jumps up there? And we've seen what the Steelers have been doing with Schobert and
They will.
Shazier. Defensive back, gonna have a battle between Ramsey and some are calling Chase Lucas Ramsey Jr. So we'll see a nice little battle between those two the rest of the season and see who comes out on top there. Moving over to the NFC, we got Laletta and Barty at number one and two for Offensive Player of the Year. Coming into this season, did you feel like having Barty was gonna be the answer to a lot of your problems last season?
Yeah, I would say so, mainly because you have to respect the deep ball, and we have other weapons to compensate for other areas of the field also. So that definitely helps.
Need
No
more
doubt, no
compensation.
doubt. No doubt. We know Barty comes out of that camp of the Jaguars, and I mean, many people say the Jaguars
Appreciate you.
don't make big trades, but we've seen quite a few of the players that you've moved on, that you've moved out of that system, become better players. So the Jags are always say their line is open, man. Don't be afraid to hit them up in the off season. But Vikings, man, you got to see Barty up close and personal. What do you think of Barty as a receiver on the Saints?
No comment.
Mm. He beat the shit talking out you.
Hey, he mossed us, so I got no
Woo.
comment.
I hear you. I hear you.
I
Moving
got
on
that
to the
screenshot on there too,
I
on the
bet you do.
game.
You gonna post it on Facebook too, huh?
No.
It's
moving
cool.
on to
I
I hope he
think
get
I
hurt.
think highly of
I hope he
Barty.
Oh,
get hurt.
yo.
He gonna get hurt before the playoff times.
right
It's
now.
the
We
only
just
little
had
trick.
the 49ers enter as we go into the Defensive Player of the Year awards for the NFC. But we want to take a minute and say what's up to Anthony Gray and the
What's going
49ers
on?
owner. Nothing much, man. You got Solomon Thomas at the number four in Defensive Player of the Year. Do you feel like he's been a cornerstone for your defense this year?
Man, if it wasn't for him, man, I probably would have lost a lot more games.
He's a damn cheater. He's on roids.
he,
Hey,
he is definitely one of the better defensive linemen in the league. But right now, Defensive Player of the Year with that tough 8-1 record, you got Leon Jacobs and Von Miller at 1-2 for the Cowboys. That should let you know everything you need to know about that Cowboys defense. Offensive Rookie of the
What?
Year, you
What?
got You said what?
I said what a
No, go
move
ahead.
getting Von Miller, but go ahead.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
I appreciate it. Tommy Manziel from the out the NFC North. Look, well the NFC North got all three of their rookies in there for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Tommy Manziel at one, J.K. Dobbins at two, Felipe Franks at three. T man, picking up J.K. Dobbins, do you feel like that's helped open up your offense some?
yeah, because I've actually ran the ball more than I have in previous seasons. Take some of my pressure off my quarterback.
No doubt, no doubt. Do you feel like he's gonna come up big for you this next game against the Vikings?
I look
No.
forward to it. I look forward
That's
to
not
it
what
because
I
I
asked you. I asked you if he's gonna come up big. I didn't ask you if you look forward to it.
Hell, he
no,
fucking
We know
man.
you looking forward to the game. We know that.
no. I'm talking about. I think I could take advantage of the Vikings playing near pass coverage all game. So
Quit
yeah,
lying to yourself.
Mm. You said it's not good to lie to yourself, Vikings, huh? I hear you, brother.
You
I
have a
hear
yeah.
better chance of throwing on me than you do running.
you. Mm.
Okay.
I'm just putting it out there.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, Voshan Joseph for the Cardinals is up there. Logan Wilson in there for the Saints, and Even though they're 2-7, I guess Kenneth Murray's having a pretty decent season for the Buccaneers, but they're not much to talk about. They're at the bottom of the barrel after being a wild card team last year. Nobody understands what happened with that team. Best quarterback, we got Lalutta, who looks like he's trying to sweep all the awards again this year. Josh Rosen behind him and Jared Goff behind those two. Best running back is Gurley, Elliott, and a surprise name in Boston, Scott in New Orleans. What made you make the decision to switch to Scott over Alvin?
Consistency, being able to stay on the field, which a lot of us know firsthand that that's a big factor within the game. Being
No
able to
doubt.
stay on the field, and that's what worked in my favor. And so far, it's working.
No doubt. Now we know Alvin isn't completely written out of the offense. Do you feel like playoff time you'll be able to exploit that, having a better Boston Scott coming out there, having played behind that team, that line all most of the year, followed by having Alvin being able to kind of provide a 1-2 punch for you?
I would say it kind of helps my offense with the whole two back attack and whatnot, especially with passing. Got
Right.
two good overall backs with some speed, and so that can definitely help with the pass game, create
Absolutely.
mismatches.
No doubt. No doubt. We see Derek Barty back up there for best wide receiver, and Odell Beckham Jr., who hadn't been on this list for a few seasons until this new owner got here. Do you feel like ODB is a big part of your offense out there with the 49ers?
To be honest, I don't really use him a lot. I don't use him a lot because he gets a lot of the attention. So
Hmm.
I've kind of just been hitting him whenever I can. I get somebody focused on one of my different receivers. Because I probably have one of the best receiving cores in the league this year with Odell Beckham, John Ross, and Amari Cooper. So I have a very good receiving core, but it's really just catching them in the mix match,
Yeah.
whatever the word is.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you said
it's
you
just
got it.
just
You
been
got it.
able just been able to catch them, and man, because it's a lot of good defenders, man. It's hard to catch, and then with as much speed as I have, man, is catch this play so far off the ball. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
when I can finally get somebody to come up and I can get them deep. And yeah, Odell he steps up for me big time.
Nice, nice. And I mean
To
the
kind of
big.
piggyback,
Yeah, go ahead.
uh, while we're talking about receivers, now people's getting all these nice, good wide receiving cores. So you fellas out there, if you ain't got no good secondary, better start building them now. I'm just saying.
PSA.
I
That is
already
your
know.
PSA for this one. And you better build. You better start young and build fast for your secondary out there. Most definitely.
And you need more than two corners.
Yeah.
Trust me.
You need some safeties.
Facts.
You need some safeties, and you better get you some linemen that can get you some pressure on the ball. Speaking of guys
Definitely.
that are keeping pressure off the ball, man, Quentin Nelson at number 2 for the Vikings, and Travis Frederick at number 1 for the O line. I mean, the way I start off every year, man, starting for me personally as my owner of my Cowboys, is solidify that offensive line. And if you can solidify a strong offensive line, I mean, as you can see going through, normally we don't read the whole top 10, but 4 of my 5 guys are in the top 10 offensive linemen. That, what
Yeah,
better
that's
way
clutch.
to not be to make sure you can move the ball and sustain drives than to get that offensive lineman together. And I mean, a lot of the high
See,
passing attacks. Please don't speak on my team like that. We don't disrespect the Jaguars and their PDEs and everything going on down there with
yeah,
Balco.
you
We don't talk.
downplayed my boy Haskins after I told you, hey, we ain't gonna have this.
Well, that's not my problem. But like as I was trying to state, you'll see a lot of the higher power offenses, better rushing teams have good offensive linemen, as you see with Quentin Nelson, man. When you know the Vikings have a good old line, do you feel like the scheme needs to change to get your offense going, or do you feel like you got what you want?
Yeah, okay.
We're good. I'm happy with what we got. I still got two young tackles I'm still developing. Coming out the way I like it. So I'm not really too disappointed. I mean, we look to continue building them throughout the rest of the season and hopefully build some confidence going into the postseason.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, if you feel like your offensive coordinator doesn't get it done this year, will you be making a change at offensive coordinator?
Almost definitely. We will definitely be looking for a new playbook.
So you feel like the head coach needs to go too, since he can't seem to find a good offensive coordinator?
Shit, he can retire. He got one ring already, so he's cool with it.
He can ride off in the sunset. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
go sit in my yacht that I got for $10 million. Thanks to the Minnesota organization.
No doubt, no doubt. Best defensive lineman, you got Von Miller. As the 49ers told us, man, Solomon Thomas at number 2 has been a dog this season for him. We love to continue to see him grow with that guy. You know, coming in this season, you're a new user to some, old user to others. But do you feel like the 49ers had the team to make a run and get into the playoffs?
Um, man, if I can get past those them Cardinals, man, I think we can make a nice little run, man. But them Cardinals, man, they are tough.
They
Uh,
are. They are
uh,
absolutely tough.
tough, man. Like, uh, dude's a beast, man. He know what he doing. So,
For sure, for sure.
if I can somehow get away from get past them Cardinals, man, I think we're gonna make a nice little run, man.
I hear that. I hear that. You definitely had some close losses and some close wins. So, we know your
You
team will be
definitely
looking to
right
do
there.
something.
You definitely right there. So you're
Yeah,
at that
I gotta
crossroad.
focus in, man. I get to playing 2K and other stuff, man, and then I forget how to play Mac.
Brother,
I
be
come
looking
back and
for
take the
looking
worst
for a
loss
shot
ever.
meter. Be looking for a shot meter when you're throwing the football.
Yeah, yeah. Trying to time the shot meter to intercept the ball, and somebody like Julio Jones just all of a sudden grab it.
Hey, hey, man, that's he is a game changer for sure. That is for sure.
Man,
Best linebackers, we got Jordan Hicks with the Eagles at 3, Roquan Smith with the Bears at 2, and then Leon Jacobs. Again, we appreciate the Jaguars organization for doing business. Leon Jacobs is out of the School of Jaguar Linebacker University, and I believe he's at possibly a league leading 12 interceptions so far this year as a linebacker. So we're definitely happy to have him on the team. Speaking of the Cardinals, man, best DBs. When your top 3 slots belong to your team, you pretty much can't be thrown on. You got Trey Boston, Buda Baker, and William Jackson,
Man, you cannot throw on
and
him.
you're
You
not
gotta
even
strictly
you're not
run.
even counting Patrick Peterson, who's still out there as well. So you're looking at definitely probably the best secondary in the NFC this season. Before the Jags say something, but in the NFC, who's
Nah,
out
I
here
gotta
doing
play him, bro.
dishes,
I'm
man?
quiet.
Who out here
Chief.
doing dishes right now?
that ain't me. That ain't me.
Bro,
All
do
right,
them dishes.
that's me.
Alright. Making sure you get them dishes put away. I can dig it. Awards right now. Now we'll go to some of the transactions, and we'll get into our hot trash as we go through these transactions, because there's one major one that I believe everybody can pretty much agree on is hot trash when we get to it
Damn, I don't
in
know.
just a
What
second.
did I miss?
Oh, you'll hear me when I say it. Let me find it first. Baker Mayfield, 5 years, $150 million for a team that's 1-8,
That's
and that
that's
would be
his
the
quarterback.
Giants. That would be the Giants.
I tried to get him, man. Tried to let him leave G-Land and
Might as well
come
just
to a
give him
winner.
7.
Yeah, but at least give that man 7 years. You get that man 5 years, $150 million to walk. after he only turns probably what 31, maybe 31, 32, somewhere around there. So
Cashing out.
yeah,
He's going
yeah.
to the pony tonight.
But you know, like I said, if your team is 1-8, you down there at your superstar's mercy. Like
But
he's not
but
taking no
before
pay cuts.
no. Before we even go to that, the Buffalo Bills re-signed their quarterback, same draft class, 4 years, $58 million. So don't tell me you got a stranglehold because you a quote unquote star quarterback when your team is one and
What you
eight.
gave Josh Allen there?
Yeah, Josh Allen got 4 years, $58 million. Now I'm not saying Josh Allen has necessarily been developed as best as he can be, but this is a new Bills user for this season, so it's not his fault what Josh Allen comes in at. But Josh Allen is also the same. He was also drafted the same year as Baker, and he got a year less for a whole lot less for $50 million less too.
Hell, Luletta got signed for less.
Yeah,
For more
and
years.
Luletta's isn't he an MVP?
Yes, sir.
So, so that I think that's all you need to know about that organization. That's gonna be a new one for that organization. The Cardinals re-signed Jakeem Grant 2 years, $9.5 million, so he keeps some speed at receiver for himself. Cowboys re-signed Leon Jacobs 5 years, $39 million. Hayden Hurst to 4 years, $22 million. Got to keep that offense intact. Let's see if any other big signings. George Kittle goes back to the 49ers, who I'm sure had to make sure they kept that tight end. 4 years, $20 million. Not a bad re-signing.
Yeah,
Yes, he
yeah.
definitely would have been.
I had the franchise tag him last year because whoever had him, whoever had the team before that, he wouldn't sign. So I had the franchise tag him. So I
Well,
made sure
yeah.
I signed him this year.
Looks like if you're winning, teams want to stay with you. So that's definitely a good re-signing there. Deion Kane stays in purgatory with the Vikings for 7 years, $34 million. I'm sure he'll quit before the end of that contract. Mike Hughes. Mike, you don't throw! you
So
damn
what?
near out there making fast linemen. You making
So
fast
what?
linemen.
Hey,
I just hate
fuck
to see young talent go to waste.
I mean, shit. He does.
Mike Hughes
He
got
does what he has to
resigned.
do.
Absolutely not. Yeah, stand and block.
Hey, he's a hell of a blocker.
I would be too. I ain't got nothing else to do.
Hey, that's what you get paid for.
Man, nah,
I
he
ain't
gets
paying him
paid.
30 fucking million down here to catch. 9 million is plenty
You
just
ain't
to
even.
block.
You gave him 7 years. You gave that man less than $5 million a year.
Oh shit, you could have supplemented me. I would have sent you a blocker.
Man, hello.
Hey, I like Kane. Kane's cool. He does the job. He gets his catches when needed.
Okay.
Hey,
If it
I
works
never
for
throw
you,
anyway. That's why I traded
it
Mike.
works for you.
That's why I traded Michael.
Yeah,
That's why I
but
got
then
him out of here.
But you kept DJ. DJ should be on a team where he can flourish. Anyway, the Vikings also.
He is flourishing. He got a ring.
Also, you right. You know what? You absolutely right. Talk your shit. But you just
Shit,
got blown
he
out.
flourished. He had a good
Asterisk
postseason.
ring. It's an asterisk ring.
So what? Asterisk ring. I don't care. Still a ring.
You know
It's still
what?
go-
I wish I didn't take that goddamn sim loss. I would have beat your ass.
Ooh.
I was hoping. I wanted to play you too, Chips.
You would have took
I
my
wanted to
ass
play
on the
you.
two
Here we
that
go.
season.
Ooh.
I wanted to play you.
Ooh.
I wanted to play you.
That'd have been.
Oh,
You
you
I was
said
played
looking
that'd
forward
have
to it
anytime.
too. I was hoping you would have played him. I was
sound,
hoping.
sound like somebody trying to serve somebody some humble pie. And I think the only way this is gonna happen.
I'm gonna take the humble pie. I don't care.
You did.
I'll take
You
my
didn't play me.
humble pie every year.
You came in that first game of the season and got this smoke.
Ooh.
Got what smoke? You right,
Ooh.
man? Whatever. Yeah, right. You only won by a touchdown, and that was off of a pick six. What
A
you
win
talking
is a
about?
win, though. Is a win not a win?
A win is a win.
You right,
Is a
but
win not a
don't make it
win?
sound like that you tore me up. Don't make it sound like you tore me
I mean,
up.
we can
You
go.
went off my
We can
mistake.
go look at the stats
You went
real
off
quick.
my
I mean, that's
mistake.
nothing.
My
That's
mistake.
nothing to go
You
look
went
at
off
the
of my
stats.
mistake.
You should have been on 2 against me.
Three
Oh,
to
and
two,
so
3 to 10,
never.
3 to 10. Let's see. He had 196 passing yards, only 56 rushing yards. But you couldn't rush
Yeah,
and
you
pass
can't
either.
you can't run on that in that Vikings defense, man. You ain't even got to be good to stop the run with that defense. Them dudes is just beasts.
I built him to stop the
So
run.
so so
Shit,
wait.
that was our whole point.
That's what you said. Well, you better build him to stop the pass.
Hey,
Cause
we cool.
what Lalutta just did to y'all
Not
was
about
surgical.
95% of the players in here can't do what AJ does with them wide receivers, so I'm not worried about it.
Do you want to
Am I
talk
part
about
of
that
that other
Cowboys?
5%?
I don't know. If you consider yourself part of that 5%, go ahead, but not too many players can do what AJ does with them wide receivers. AJ, I give AJ his props on his wide receivers every damn year. And Chips, you do too, but just not in this league because I ain't played you.
You did.
He played me in this league.
You play.
I ain't played you in this league.
Yes, you have.
You beat it out of him.
But last season, bro, I
beat
beat
it
you
out.
in the regular
Did
season.
I play? I thought I was in the other league.
Oh, is that when he?
Nah.
No, Riggs. That's when he went over to Brandon's house. So you didn't play him.
Nah, cause I know
You
cause we
didn't play.
played, cause you know what he said? He was like, I kept getting stuck on player lock, and you kept throwing deep bombs on me.
I don't know. I thought that was the other league, but it could have been this league. If it was, fuck it.
Nah, cause I hit you with the same plays.
I know, and I can't stop that shit either, so I don't know. I guess you can consider yourself part of that
stop running
5%.
that fucking middle linebacker crossfire on people, dog. That shit's over.
I don't really, technically, I really don't run it. I
Yeah,
make
you
my own
run- you
audibles.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
I
you
run
do.
my own audibles out of it. No, I really
They trying
don't.
to expose you, man. They trying to expose you.
You can
run that
expose
a
me.
lot.
You can expose me all you want to. Expose me all you want to. I don't care. I'm still gonna win the division. I'm still gonna be in the playoffs, regardless. It don't even matter. I'm still in the tournament and still have a chance. Humble pie that shit.
You'll
But
be a
no, I
nice-
don't run the
you'll be
crossfire.
a
I
nice
make my
4
own
seed.
hot routes out of that crossfire.
I got a slice for you.
That's fine as long as it's apple.
Well, we know we
Nah,
got
it's actually some white chocolate.
Man, as long as it's moose, I don't care.
I don't know what that was, old timer, but
You silly.
we got the we know we got some big games coming up, man. We got the AFC North with a showdown.
I rarely get blown out,
You got
so
the
all that
Steelers
is
coming up, man.
There's a lot of people that really get blown out.
Can we get back to me and my question?
Nah, there's players out here get blown out every game.
Who get blown out every
We
game?
are we got some players that get blown out every game, damn near.
Who? Say their names. Give us that
Oh
hot
shit,
trash.
they all in the AFC.
Ooh, give us that hot trash.
The hot trash, I like Baltimore, Cincinnati.
Oh wow, yeah.
I could damn near throw T in there. I could throw Cuz in there. I'm gonna probably throw Carrington in there too.
Y'all need to replace Baltimore, man, and Cincinnati. How Baltimore going from having a user that won the Super Bowl almost every year to
Man, that boy Lamar Jackson is a freaking nature quarterback.
Yeah, but see
Y'all
that
need
goes.
to replace Baltimore,
Let
bro.
me tell you something. It never really been based off your game skill. You can get better, but Baltimore owner is very active and he plays his games.
Yeah,
No,
but
I'm just saying.
With the team, he's just not
he
winning.
loses.
Cincinnati, he
But
just
come
got
on, man.
out to, he lost his first 4 games because he was on vacation. But he's a solid user. I'm not gonna say he's the best, but he's
Lamar
solid.
Jackson is a freaking nature. He should be able to bail out however said you were. Lamar Jackson, that boy is a freaking
But
nature.
not when you're in the division he's in. You got the Browns and the Steelers.
Previous,
We always say this, no matter how stacked the team is, bro, the user is gonna be the one to fuck it up.
Yep. And this goes to show that because we see the Cardinals got a good user and they're still basically right where they left off at. The Texans user, he's kind of middle of the road. That's why that team is middle of the road. Bills user Bills got a little better. They got a big game coming up against the Dolphins.
but who didn't?
We got 2 good games coming up next. 2 solid.
Just know I'm going to try to go
3
after
big
Lamar
games.
Jackson in the offseason. It's over.
Bro, If you get Lamar Jackson, it's gonna be like him. Exactly, bro. You
No, you
still
gonna be shitty because it's really gonna be over.
I hope you
He
get
gonna
him.
scramble every play.
I really hope you get him.
Man,
because
I'm
he's
going back
gonna
to my
scramble.
college offense.
He gonna
I'm
scramble
gonna go back
every
to where I
play.
played NCAA.
Okay, so you gonna run a read option and get Lamar Jackson killed third play of the year.
Yup, fuck it.
All right, and you ain't gonna have no backup but Felipe. You'll have Felipe back there.
Felipe. Yup, you gonna put Mexico on my back.
Wow. Anyway, we got the Packers Vikings coming up next week. We got the Cardinals Jags, and we got the biggest game I think of next week, the Steelers and Browns. That'll determine who wins that division. Browns, you got anything to say about that game?
No comment.
And I think I'll play you towards the end of the year too.
Quick, Q in the chat. Hold on a second. Steelers owner is in the chat. I mean,
I play bro too
on the thing. He said Grayson, the read option originated in Pittsburgh. He said he's gonna get Lamar, and he said the Browns ain't shit. They gonna lose when he plays.
What?
I'm just telling you what that man typed. He said the Browns ain't shit. He told me to emphasize this. The Browns ain't shit, and they ain't gonna beat the Steelers.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Well.
Hey, what is the Jets doing with Kyle Murray, man? How is he doing anything with Kyle Murray over there?
We'll see what he does against the Patriots. I believe he lost to him the first time they played, so we'll see if he does anything. I mean, Kyler Murray.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they players go to teams that don't nobody really care about, and you know.
Yeah, one thing
about
these 49ers, man, I ain't worried about. I ain't got no draft picks.
Yeah.
Hey,
you want a first round?
I got 3 in the top 50 right now, so
No, not from you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying because your first round gonna be
poo-poo
all the way
water.
at the bottom. Yeah.
Hey,
water.
beggars
It's
can't
okay.
be choosers, man. Y'all,
I know, man.
Chips.
Folks.
I feel you, Chips.
Hold on, I didn't ask for one.
Ooh, oh,
Hey, Dino, I'll take it though.
I don't. Well,
I'll take
be
it,
honest
Dino.
with you, I don't even have my first round no more. I have another team's first round. So maybe
I'll take it, Dino.
One, but I'm pretty sure somebody won it.
Hey, Dino, I'll take it.
What's up?
Well,
I
first
added
of
to
all,
my
T said he's gonna have your first round pick anyway, Grayson. So why you out here telling him?
How's you gonna have my first round? We didn't even bet the
Didn't y'all
first
bet?
round.
I thought
it was
y'all bet
second.
on first round. Oh, I thought it was first round y'all bet it.
No,
I'll take a first round bet.
Oh, T, you gonna up it to a first?
This nigga don't want to bet.
I'll
He
take
just
the
said
I'll take the first
he
round
just
bet.
said he would bet you his first for your first.
He just talking.
I'm not talking. I pay my bets. Don't get it twisted.
I would bet him if I knew I was gonna actually play him.
What you mean, man? T, do I gotta put a camera? I gotta put a camera
What
in
he's
front of my
saying
PlayStation.
is, whose house you gonna be at when you play your game?
Don't worry about it. I'll get my 8-year-old nephew on and he'll beat you. Then what you gonna do?
Ooh,
Go get him.
I'll go get him. You don't want him, T. Hey, that little 8-year-old can ball.
Uh-oh.
You know how
He
them
said
little kids are in them games, boy.
Go
Hey,
get him.
I think T's problem is he need to leave them Packers alone because he's balling out with them Falcons in 2.0.
We don't. I don't know how you run your podcast, but on this one we don't talk about other leagues while we
bad.
talk about this league.
you should tell them shut up.
And you would have got kicked right off of this chat.
He's 0-1, and he lost his first game by 10. What's balling out?
I mean,
But
the
anyway,
last
that's
Why is we even talking?
Damn.
Why is we even talking about that?
the last season he did good. He had like 6-7 wins.
He didn't.
Why?
He didn't.
Why is we even talking about that?
I ain't want to talk
Hey,
about
T,
it with
verify
damn.
T it is.
Damn,
Let's
T.
verify this. T.
For T,
Are we
that's
going
balling
first
out.
round? Or are we going second round? I
This
need to
ain't
know.
no motherfucking Bass Cheat shit. So y'all,
I'm asking,
talking,
are
man.
we going first round or second round? You need to let me know.
Man,
So it's on the
we'll talk.
podcast.
We'll talk later if I know I'm playing you.
You are
Like I
playing me,
said.
you little old man. Goddamn, huh?
As of
First or
right
second
now,
round?
it stands as a second round pick.
All right. Well, right now stay at
All
second
right,
round.
Scott.
Let
Let's
me know
keep
if you
going. Let's
feeling
keep
jumping.
moving, Scott.
Oh man, as y'all are watching, I was just kind of going through the stats and who's leading what. We got La Lutta leading the league. I don't know how you say that dude's name. I'm gonna just call him Kyle. I'm gonna call him what his mama named him.
No
Kyle leading the
cow.
league.
No
Kyle leading the
cow.
league in touchdown passes, but Haskin has his game coming up. He got 26 right now. Probably see him stay at 26 the rest of the season. He's not gonna throw no more touchdown passes. Taylor leading the league in rushing, over 1,000 yards already. He's
Damn.
gonna be averaging 5.3 and 114 yards a game with no
So let
fumbles.
me, yo.
No fumbles at all. 12 touchdowns. Top two running backs are coming out of that NFC North with Le'Veon and Jonathan Taylor. Najee Harris is sitting at up there with 12, but again, he's hurt. Probably won't. When does he come back for you, Riggs?
Next push.
Oh, okay. So he'll be back next push after coming back. What was it? Broken ribs.
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see what he does. I mean, right now he's sitting at 600 yards, 12 touchdowns, averaging 66 yards a game. I could see him boosting up and going over 1,000 for the year.
I mean,
Receiving,
homie with them Falcons, man, he was killing me with that daggone stretch run, man.
yeah, but
God,
that's just, he
man.
was killing you. The rest of the league, he don't kill. So that's what you need to
Uh,
do. That you need to figure out what to do with your team because there's a
You ain't
reason
watch the game film on that.
you haven't.
yeah, I do.
Because
I definitely do.
that gets shut down versus the top users. I'll just say that. You got Barty leading the league in touchdowns, over 1,300 yards. We'll probably see him get probably closest to 2,000 this year. I can see him getting 2 grand, 50 catches already, 136 yards per game. I mean, the guy is, I don't know, he's a freak of nature. Ask the Vikings.
Who?
Barty.
Oh yeah, no comment.
Solomon Thomas leading the league, well, tied for the league in sacks with 17. See him trying to go after that. Was the league? Is the record still 22 or is it more than that?
It's higher than that. That's just probably like.
26,
'Cause I think
27, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think Yana got 26. I think somebody else broke that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, Thomas might be close to that, man. We'll see. See what he does. Leon Jacobs leading the league with 12 picks. Let's see who's leading touchdowns. Byron Jones and Quan Alexander with 2 touchdowns apiece. That's all we got going with the. We'll see how everybody ends up this season, man. We got some good playoff pushes coming. Like I said, next week are big games, divisional games, a few out of divisional games. You got the 49ers and Titans. You have the Titans, who were one of the better teams on the up and up last year. 49ers got to make this push to stay relevant in the playoff race. So we got some good games coming up. The Vikings and Packers. We don't know if there'll be a bet on the game or not, but we know we'll see it streamed by T on YouTube. So make sure you tune in if they play. And if it's Grayson playing according to T, we'll see what happens.
The sack,
Man,
the
T,
sack,
make it
the sack,
podcast official.
the sack record is 27
27. Okay. Okay. So Thomas has a
by
chance
Khalil
to.
Mack
Thomas
and
Jefferson.
Jalen Brown.
Oh, okay.
Jay
So Solomon Thomas definitely has a chance to beat that. We'll see what happens there. He's in the right division for it, getting to play the Seahawks and Rams. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he can eat up versus both those teams.
Price
Steelers.
smashing.
How am I rude? How am I rude, Q? I don't know what I said. You gotta remind me what I said. If I'm being
Hey, you
rude.
gotta give it to the Steelers though. They've been balling.
Steelers are on the up and up after that debacle of a first loss this season for him.
Yeah, I know, right? Definitely a debacle, but
But
hey,
he's got
he been balling.
he's leading his division right now. He has a big game up next week versus the Browns, who he said is not even a competitor. He's really not even looking forward to that game. Said it's kind of beneath him. And apparently in that first game, not only was he extremely high, he was inebriated as well. I don't know what the Steelers are doing on their sidelines. I guess it's free for all over there. But it must be enough because they are leading their division after beating the Browns the first time, and he said it's going to be repeated again. I don't know what the Browns think of that. I'm quite sure they're putting it on their bulletin board, but do the Browns know how to read?
Oh man, I'm sure he's gonna do everything he set out to do.
That's the Browns' response. So I guess the Browns are taking it in the fact that they're going to lose this next game then because he said he's going to win. The Steelers said they were going to win. So I guess the Browns are conceding
Sure.
to a wild card spot this year. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll end it on that note. The Browns claim they're hot trash, and the Steelers are on the up and up. So we'll look forward to that
Hey,
next
don't end it
game.
yet. Don't end it yet, though.
I love
What's the
playing.
results
I
this
love
weekend's
playing the
football
spoiler.
games? Who,
I love playing the spoiler. That's rough.
who's winning these weekend football games though?
Hey, end this
Cowboys.
shit. We talk Madden.
Cowboys will win.
Ha-
Gonna lose in a
Who is
shootout.
that?
Don't be a hater.
Colts gonna lose in a shootout. Chargers are gonna
Let me
beat.
tell you something.
Chargers will beat the Patriots. In
Ooh,
the
he's calling the
Colts fan,
upset.
every Colts fan should root for the Chargers. Because if y'all win, that's the last motherfuckers y'all want to see is us. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
But anyway,
We're different teams.
You know better.
we
We're a
gonna
different
end
team.
it there. We'll end it there.
That cold might kill us.
We're gonna end it there. The Vikings better make sure they beat the Packers next week. And the Steelers said the Browns will be eating humble pie. And with that said, we'll go around
Can we-
one time
can-
for the one time. Vikings, give us your last words, man.
Hey man, see y'all in the playoffs.
Saints, AJ, what you got for us?
I look forward to a playoff rematch.
Ooh.
No, he ain't talking about you.
Either way,
Jaguars,
gotta
what's
be.
your
He
Jaguars?
gotta
What's
be
your
talking about
what's
me.
your
He ain't talking about nobody else.
He's talking about
Jaguars?
the
What's your
cars. He definitely ain't talking about you. He just taxed your ass, bro.
So
Is
what?
that Jaguars?
I
What's
beat
your
him
final
when it
word?
counted anyways.
Jaguars.
I
What's
beat him
your
when it
final
counted
word?
last time. What makes you think he can't do it again?
You had your final words, Vikings. Jaguars. What's your final
Hey, tell the
words?
Jags on about his business.
He is. Jags, what's your final words?
Fuck the Vikings.
Browns. Browns.
He's still
Dino,
salty
your
from
final
last
words?
weekend. It's okay.
Final words. Worry about the week in front of you. Everything
Packers.
else to come.
Packer Nation, what you got for us?
48 hours. I'm ready.
I'm shaking in my loafers.
As you should be. Anyway, we normally touch on this at the beginning of the podcast. I'm gonna touch on it real quick at the end. We go over something. Y'all need to stop with the vague setups of games of hit me when you get home or I'll hit you up at this time. Start setting times. Vikings know about time setting. You tell me a time, I show up. You got 15 minutes to show up. You don't show up, that's a force if you request it. As simple as that. This vague time shit
I can
is
dig it.
starting to get away. No, I'm not talking just about you, man. I'm talking in general. We've seen it on the page. These vague times, that shit gotta stop. That shit gotta stop. You need to start setting times. If you can't set a time, say, hey, I can't set a time right now, but try to give them enough time where you can finally set a time. When you know you can play, let them know so they can have a chance to say yay or nay. Don't do that, I'm on right now, let's play. You don't know what that other person's doing if you ain't setting no time. Simple as that. And it's a 15-minute window from the time y'all set. If the person's set and y'all send the invite, they got 15 minutes to accept or 15 minutes to at least tell you something. Whether or not they can make it, whether or not they need to reschedule, that's up to y'all on that end, what y'all want to do from that point. Unless we have to get involved as commissioners, but I would assume you can resolve it as grown-ass men.
No grown ass motherfucking men.
So, that's all we're going to say. That vague shit, if you the one that like to do that little vague, I'll hit you up when I get home, or hit me up when you get home, or it can cost you a game. And we've seen playoff hopes die off of a game. Especially if you take a force to a lowly team, we gonna talk shit about you, even if you didn't play the game. Let me put I'm gonna talk shit about you because you lost, force or not. And with that, I'm gonna end it real lovely. You know how I do it. How about them Cowboys?